What's going on, family? We're back at it again. This episode 6. Um, Definitely excited about today's guest. Um, Family man, entrepreneur, agent, mogul. I mean, he's definitely the American dream. I was able to meet him through a mutual friend, football player, one of his clients, and he was also his high school coach. And just to it's always interesting when you hear someone's story from the perspective of someone else that's actually been able to help them out and that's been there for their entire journey. And I think, to me, that's more beautiful than, a lot of people just make up money, but you don't have no real impact in people's life. And so this guy is like, I was at, I was able to meet him at his celebration party when he finally got certified and was able to get his paperwork together, and they signed off on him. And I mean, the whole event was, man, it was breathtaking off the fact that you get around a whole lot of people that have respect for one man that's been able to do an amazing job, not only raising his family, but also just being able to be a beacon of light for the community and for the people around him. So without further ado, um, certified NFLPA agent, Tony Scott. I don't even know if I said that right. Tony Scott, what's going on, Mike?
Hey man, you did a great job, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I do okay.
You did a great job, man.
Oh man, I appreciate it. I'm trying. I'm still trying to get used to this side of the camera. I don't know if I'm there yet, but we're gonna do what we can do until we get where we're supposed to be. But like I said, long journey. Just talk about a little bit of your background and how you've come around to some of the things that you've been through that help you impact this generation now.
Well, one of the things that I can say that helped me impact the generation is coaching high school football. Like you just said in the introduction, I had the privilege of coaching a lot of young men as they approach their career to go into college, and being in high school, competing at the level that we did, winning reading championships and guys getting scholarships at a school that was probably 2 or 3 years old when I first got there. So being able to make an impact that way, taking some of the lessons that I learned from men who coached me when I was growing up, and then just the experiences that I had playing football, being able to relate, that allowed me to make an impact on the younger generation.
Yeah. Like, would you say? So I think for a lot of our steeples in the community, it's a couple things you can look to, like in your life, especially like probably childhood and adolescence. A couple things that you can look to and you can say, like, on this day, this kind of changed me forever. What are some of those things that you're able to pull back to, and a guy like Merritt can relate to even today, because that's something that has been engraved in you from then till now?
Well, just to go back, man, when I was a junior in high school, I met somebody that had a serious impact on my life that made me want to become an agent. You know what I'm saying? So I valued the fact that you don't never know who life that you're going to impact, right? When you're in a leadership role, like a coaching role or just a mentor role. And a person had an impact on me when I was a junior in high school that lasted all the way up until this point. You know what I'm saying? So, and I still have a relationship with that person. And one of the things I do know is you can say a lot to people, but it's not about what you say, it's about what you do.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I modeled behind myself as I was leading young men in high school coaching. A lot of them can say, they seen me as a family man, they seen me on the field being consistent, and they know I had their best interests. And I kept relationship with the ones that I was able to make an impact on.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, I was able to meet you, through one of those guys. And I was excited to come out and shoot at your event, your celebration event. And love in the room was insane. It's hard to find people like us that will legitimately love, one of our own like that. But I feel like the love you give is the love you give. I can't stress that enough. Like, whatever you sow, that's what you're gonna reap. So if you're fake, that's all you're gonna get back. And you could literally fill a room full of people that have felt your love in one way or another, and a whole bunch of guys that have experienced things that you've done for them. I haven't been in the game nowhere near as long as you, but I know that you've got calls from college guys where they're like, "Hey, yo, coach, I need some money. I don't got no food to eat. Yo, coach, I need money. I gotta go get this for school, like whatever the case may be."
Exactly.
Like we're put in situations where, at the end of the day, when we become like when we reach success, they look at us and they're like, some people might feel away, but you don't really know about that grind to get there. Talk about a lot of things you had to endure as far as your grind, even as some like balancing family, grind, and studying, and then the dream, like all of those things, and then dealing with your players, dealing with these kids, they become family. They become right there, and it's like you've got to balance all of these hats. Talk about the balance and how you've learned to kind of wear all these hats.
Well, what I would say is in this journey and in this process, it required me to, juggle a lot of different hats. For one,
Yeah,
be a husband, be a father, be a coach, be a student, be an employee, be a manager. So in the last 2.5 years prior to me getting my NFLPA certification as an agent, I went back
yeah,
to school to get my master's, as well as I was coaching high school football, as well as working, supporting the family, as
you
well
was
as
all
being
over the.
a husband, as well as being a father of a two-year-old at the time. So, and the thing is, when I was doing it, honestly, man, it didn't feel like pressure. It just felt
Yeah,
like part of the process.
yeah,
When you stay prayed up and then you put your goals on paper and you start seeing yourself get closer and closer to your goal, man. It's like riding a bike down a hill. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's easy
yeah.
at that point because at the end of the day, at the end of the road is where you want to be. So when you
Right.
say I had to juggle a lot of hats, I had to juggle a lot of hats. And in that process, when you coaching, you still impacting lives. In that process, when you managing people for your job, you still making an impact on other people's lives. So and nobody really
Yeah.
care about what you're going through when you're doing it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
This is true.
When you're trying to juggle, when you coaching high school football and you getting home at 7:30, 8 o'clock on a weekday, and then sometimes come home on Friday after a game, 12:30, 1 o'clock. It's
Yeah.
not a balance, but some of it is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just think if I didn't
Mm.
coach high school football and I didn't put that energy in it, some of the relationships that I was able to build and the rapport I was able to build and the knowledge that I was able to gain, I never would have got.
That's
So
good.
so the sacrifice, putting that time in, 7 years coaching, going back two and a
Right.
half years to get my master's, after I received my
Mhm.
master's, going to classes for 8 weeks to study the exam while working, while being a father, while being a husband, still mentoring guys. So
Right.
it's a juggling act, man. But it never felt like it was too much. It felt
Yeah.
like it felt like it was my purpose, and it felt like it was will for me to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Um, you got into something, and I really want to, like you put emphasis on being a husband and on being a father, and I'm not married. I don't have no kids, so I can't speak on that from a place of experience. Like for some of us younger guys that are grinding, and we're really we consider ourselves in our bag, getting to where we're trying to get to. Talk to me a little bit about what you feel the responsibility of a husband is, and especially you in your house, but then also talk to me about how important it is for like a young man like me to pick the right one, because had you picked the wrong one, she might have just been comfortable with you being a high school coach and teacher, and then your dream, she would have squashed it because it wouldn't have fit her idea of you. How important is it to find someone that sees what you see in your vision?
I think that it's worded differently, right? I
Okay.
don't think you find someone.
Yeah.
When God bless you, it's in His will.
Yeah.
I met my wife in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We separated a little bit, but we got back together because it was meant.
Yeah.
So I didn't find her. It was just that's who I was supposed to be with.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it wasn't forced. But what I would say is when I did make that decision, to get married. You know, it was a big decision for me because I was one of those guys where I would tell young men that's in the process of thinking about it. I kept putting it off because of finances.
Yeah.
And man, when I tell you, once I said, forget it, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump out there and do it. Once I got married, I was blessed.
Wow.
So it's when it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. And you said, you know, you want to find the right person. You know, I think as being a head of the house, you know, being a leader and setting examples and finding a good person that's willing to adjust is all you need. You know, at the end of the day, I married my wife 11 years ago. Neither one of us is the same person we were in 2008.
Yeah.
So you may find a perfect person now. They'll change in 5 years.
Right.
So you just need to find a person that's compatible, somebody that understands, somebody that you can grow old with. You'll be fine, man. And go in it for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? Some people say it's a partnership, it's a business transaction. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I say it's love. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It helped me in this process, bro. Like you was at my party, you seen it. My wife put together an amazing.
You put it together.
Yeah, it was an amazing event. I couldn't do it on my own.
Right. When it comes to her involvement, she is like that, hands down.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know that she was gonna be like that in 2008.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then she was like the breadwinner when we first got married. So it was an adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, you just threw so many gems, bro. I don't even know what to do with you right now. You're just
keeping it real with you.
Facts. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. You know, this pandemic. Mind you, this celebration was just a couple months ago. This was this year. Or was it last year?
It was October.
October last year?
Yeah, I just got certified in October. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, I just got certified in October. And I just went through the NFL draft in April.
My goodness, man.
And it ain't even been a year yet. So
not even a year.
No.
So, you know, all of us have been looking at this year, like we've all been looking at 2020. And I know for myself, I'll be the first one to go ahead and raise my hand and say, I thought this was it. I'm like, I've been setting up for this year.
Yeah.
I've been working. I've put my blood, sweat, and tears as I usually do, but I've put it in with a plan. I put it in to set things in motion. And this was supposed to be that year where it all makes sense. For you, you just got certified. You in the game, legit. And then here comes coronavirus. Like, what does that do for, you know, what you're doing? And, you know, how did dealing with the reality of the coronavirus and your particular profession, how was that for you?
I think it's new to me altogether. So I don't have nothing to compare it to. hey, this is my process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can't get no better than this. That's how I look at it. I'm very optimistic, man. I didn't for one feel pressure in the process, man. I felt like we was totally prepared. The two young men that I represent, and the team that I'm with, I felt like we did the necessary. We was proactive. We was fluid. We was flexible. We adjusted when necessary.
Yeah.
We never got to the point where we was over our head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the corona, the COVID-19, man, it was a shock to everybody.
Yeah.
But it was a shock to everybody. So it ain't no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is exempt.
Yeah.
So when you say, like, how did it have an impact on me? This is it. That's all I know. So the draft went by the draft. My first draft was a virtual draft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I can compare it to.
Yeah.
My first draft, I had a person get drafted, a young man get drafted in the 4th round.
Man, congratulations.
Appreciate it. You know, then I had another gentleman, he got signed as a priority free agent.
Yeah.
That's exceptional to me, man. So
it's
a pandemic, coronavirus. A lot of people been affected and impacted by it. But when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I prepared for this 2.5 years ago, not knowing.
Mm,
Just think about it. If I would have waited a year,
you would have been
and
a year
then
late.
and then I'm one of the people that's going to take the exam, and they may not have the exam. So that's how I look at it. Like, man, I'm prepared myself, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I'm grateful, and I'm ready to move on, man. Hopefully, everything lines up right with the NFL season start on time. I'm able to experience that process as well. So
That's you did say that from a different perspective, because you have never been like in that role during the draft before. So it's like I never really thought about it from this. Like I'm not gonna hold you. I'm into how you think, bro. That's dope. I like the way that you think. Like that's like you definitely think on the edge. You think you're cutting edge with your thought. Like I love it. Um, what does this process look like? Just a little insider. I don't know how much you can speak on it, but just as much as you can. What does this draft day process look like virtually? Like, what is that like? And what is it like when, they go in that, in that fourth round, congratulations, and you get that call. What does that whole situation feel like?
surreal,
Yeah,
right? I mean, remember October, you was at my party.
I was there.
You know what I'm saying?
I was there.
And in April, I'm dealing with NFL draft, virtual or not. It was the NFL draft to me.
It's a
And
draft.
the only difference that I saw, usually in the first round, you would have guys at the actual draft, and then everything else was the same. To me, it always looked virtual
Yeah.
from the second to the seventh round.
Yeah.
But the feeling that I got, man, I didn't even get the experience. Well, I did get the experience. I was on the phone with a team about another player and just trying to drive leverage and try to position the player. And the team that I was on the phone with were like, "Congratulations, man." I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "Solomon Kinley been drafted in the fourth round, 111th pick." And I'm like, "You serious?" I'm looking at the TV. It's not even at the 111th pick yet. It's like 8 to 10 minutes prior to that pick coming up.
That's crazy.
As soon as he told me that, I got a phone call from his mother, and me and her, we have a strong relationship.
Yeah.
And just being able to hear her on the phone, her excitement, because the 2 days prior, the first, second, and third round, that was tough because we didn't know if he was gonna get picked in any of those 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So not getting picked, and then he went to sleep on the second day, questioning it. And to be picked fifth the next day, it just took all of the chills out. It took all of the worry out. You know what I'm saying? But when his mom called me and hearing her voice and hearing her tell me that from that excitement, we shared that and we celebrated that with each other. And man, it was a great feeling. And then after I got off the phone with her, his mom, he called me on FaceTime. And you got to think, man, we've been at this thing since December, January, working towards that goal. And he's been doing it for the last umpteen years, man. He's probably been playing football for 10, 12 years. Yeah. So for him to see himself get to that point of being an NFL player, man, it was a great feeling. We both experienced it together on FaceTime because of the pandemic. We wasn't able to be together.
Right. Man, I mean, it's crazy. This time, there is a lot of negative on. There's a lot of like agenda and a whole lot of stuff that even if it's just rumors and other things that's going on. But I think right now, and this is why I wanted to have you on here. I wanted to have you on here, is like right now success stories are being created too, though. Like that's a whole contract. That's a whole family that's going to be blessed, and that's a young man that's going to be able to provide not only for himself but for his posterity. Those are blessings that you just can't take away. Like that's something, and it's something you were able to say, like, look, I was in the middle of this thing, and in the middle of the pandemic. Special, like to me, that's special because I like I said, I haven't been in the game long, but whenever you're a part of something special, you know it and you feel it, and something like that. A whole family just changed, and it happened during a real dark time for the world in general. But just knowing that you were able to be the connecting piece between this side and this side that I love so much, and we were able to get this thing done. How does that motivate you for the future? What goes on in your head to where it's like, I gotta go crazy now?
Well, you know, one of the things when I think about the future, man, I just look at how people see people, man.
Yeah,
And then what bothers me is people don't see people past who they are in the moment.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like somebody asked me an interview or two ago, what do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? And my
Right,
answer was successful. Like how that look, I don't know. You
right.
know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to put in the hard work. I'm willing to build the relationships. I'm willing to go the extra mile, stay the long nights, do what I need to do to be successful. You
Yeah,
know, when you identify what success is, I think it becomes to the point where you so by the book. Me personally, I want to be fluid with it, but I know the end goal is to make an impact on so many lives and do things with integrity. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where people can look back at it and be like, man, he was a good man. He did what he said he was gonna do,
right.
and he changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah,
So in 4 or 5 years, I plan on being successful. I plan on bringing on others and investing in people, man.
yeah,
Some of the best leaders that I've come across over time, to me, the reason they are the best leaders are because they invest in people
yeah,
and they're not shy of sharing their gifts.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't want to bring other people up because they're in fear of other people taking their position. I'm the
yeah.
type of person that is I want to bring people up, wanting them to take my position because that's the only way I'm gonna continue to move up. You
You a
know
G.
what I'm saying?
You a G. I
I'm
love
just I'm just saying, like to me that makes sense, man. Some people
it.
don't
Does
get it that
make
way.
it not only doesn't make sense, it's true. And you're right. I mean, it can be said that maybe that's the reason that we stay like level at a certain level for like forever, or we cap off at a ceiling where our potential was through the roof. But because either insecurity or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, everybody
Mm-hmm.
calls it something different. But whatever you call it, that's the part that's getting in the way of us either duplicating ourselves or like you said, sowing into the lives of other people, bringing somebody else along to fill up. If you don't fill up the position you're at right now, you can't go to anywhere else. You can't go to. There's no other position for you. You have to stay here. Like
Yep.
there is no other spot for you. Um, and with that being said, let's move to this next the perfect segue. What is like and whatever you can share. I don't know what you can and can't share, but as far as growth and the growth of your brand, the growth of your agency, what are some of those things that you're putting in place as far as growing people or just establishing some kind of a team to make sure that you can be doing this efficiently and doing it for a long time.
Like I said, man, me being certified, going through my first draft, everything was new to me, right? And there was a
Yeah,
lot of things that I noticed in that process that I can improve on.
yeah,
And as an agency, we can improve on.
hmm,
And in that process of going through it, I was creating my playbook. And what I mean by my playbook is it's just how I want to operate,
yeah,
the system that I want to move forward in. And
yeah,
and some of that is implemented in the agency as well, but that's just basically what I've been doing over time to continue to make myself, giving myself the opportunity to evolve in this process. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
we did some things right, we did some things wrong, and what I feel that we can improve on, it'll never be wrong again.
mm,
Never be wrong again because of the processes. And now when you talk about being able to bring on others and giving people opportunity, I think
yeah,
internships, I think bringing on people who want to become agents,
yeah,
not only that, man, one of the biggest programs that impacted me was actually had a young man reach out to me a week ago who I coached my second year in high school high school at Langston Hughes. And he said,
hmm,
hey, congratulations on the draft. I want to let you know you had an impact on me when I was in high school. But one of the things I want to do, I want to become an NFL agent as well. I just graduated from Georgia State. And I'm considering where I want to go get my master's.
yeah,
And I felt great to hear that. And then I was able to give him some wisdom on what I did to get my master's and what program I went through. You know what I'm saying? So sharing my experiences and not being a person that guard everything.
Yeah.
You know, be transparent and also I owe it to anybody who reach out to me to share anything that I know, because only way I got on is I got on social media.
Listen.
Reached out to Vincent Taylor from Elite Loyalty Sports 2.5 years ago, and he responded, and I was persistent. We kept that relationship going, and now we got 2 guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That for me, that's one thing that eats me up a little bit, is the fact that there is no way anyone that's made it to anywhere or any place of success has made it there by themselves. So you gotta reach back. Like, you owe it. And like I said, people call it whatever you call it. Some people call it the universe. Some people, it don't matter what you call it. But whatever you call it and whoever you call it, you owe it to them or they to go ahead and reach back, whether it be community, whether it be people that reach out to you, whatever the case may be. It ain't gonna take. Sometimes it ain't gonna take nothing but a couple minutes, and sometimes it may take an hour. But in that hour, you might do more, and you might do more and generate more than you've done in a week or in a month. And you might leave this conversation with this person feeling way better, you know, from a mental standpoint, knowing that, you know, this person is where I used to be. And I was able to pull them up and you know, whether it be information, because as we both know, knowledge and information is power, and it's wealth in itself. And so just understanding that. I mean, listen, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan.
That's what's up.
You definitely got you have something going and you've got something figured out. I'm a fan. Talk for those of us that are not really into that world. Talk about some of the logistics, and some of the preparating pieces of, you know, what it takes to be an agent, and then some of the day-to-day stuff, and how that you were talking earlier about a conversation that you were having, you know, with the team, about a player trying to gain that leverage. What do those things look like, and how were you prepared for that, you know, while you were getting your certification?
Like I said, when I got my master's, it was in sports leadership. Then I took an 8-week course. I actually took it twice before I took the agent exam, and it prepared me. It gave me information on the collective bargaining agreement, NFLPA regulations. You know, I studied that thing like it was the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So, and then knowing that you only have enough knowledge, you don't have all the knowledge. You got to seek it through someone else. So that's why I got the mentor I had, who kind of, you know what I'm saying, on the gaps that I had, he was able to fill, and he was able to answer questions that I had. And I like the way he allowed me to make mistakes and allowed me to grow. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give me no training wheels. You know, he just put me straight out there and then kind of shaped and molded me and prepared me in that way. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope.
So I appreciate that part about the process. Now, being an agent, it requires you to negotiate contracts. It requires you to recruit athletes in a competitive space as well. It also requires you to be a mentor, a coach, a liaison, a problem solver, a solution finder. It's so many hats, man. But all the life experiences I had up to this point prepared me for it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for it. For real.
Yes, sir.
So when it came down to what else I do, the young man Marquell Harrell from Auburn, he didn't get drafted. He had a draftable grade. However, he went as a priority free agent. And as a priority free agent, it changes. It's like the eighth round of the draft. And you have certain teams who felt like they wanted to get you at a round in the draft. They weren't able to get you either because they was picking a defensive player or they needed another position in that round. Yeah. So my phone started ringing around the 4th, 5th round, man. Teams inquiring about his service, teams that saying they want him, recruiting him, and why he should go there, and positioning themselves. And then in the process of doing that, you negotiating the amount of the signing bonus and the guarantee. So you got leverage when you got certain teams. So that's basically what you do as an agent. And then, when it comes to your drafted players, you want to make sure you get all the language right where they're covered.
Yeah.
And you want to negotiate their sign-on bonus. And, and depending on what round they're in, you want to negotiate their salary.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with the GMs, the negotiators, the football operations manager. You're dealing with a lot of different moving parts. Yeah. And it's happening so fast, man. Think about that Sunday in the draft from the 4th through 7th round. A guy get drafted in the 4th round, your phone ringing. You're talking to 6, 7 teams. They're positioning them teams, their team as the team for you to go to. They're telling you what they're willing to pay. Then your phone ring on another team. They're telling you why you shouldn't go to that team, how much they're going to give you. So you said, was I prepared for it? Nope. I wasn't prepared for that part. But I adjusted. You know what I'm saying? I adjusted to it. It was new to me. And they kind of felt it. You know what I'm saying? They smelled blood. And then the crazy thing about it, man, I committed to a team, right? And it was a good opportunity with me and the player. We went and looked and researched and looked at the team, seeing what they had, and we was like, man, it ain't the best. It ain't the best fit. So we went with another team. Then 24 hours later, the general manager of that team called me, man. He told me about myself. You don't do this. You don't do that. You ain't supposed to go against what you agreed on. You make a deal in this league, that's going to hunt you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to come back to our team one time. I'm like, man, honestly, I told him, I'm going to be real with you. This is my first rodeo, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got room to make a mistake. And I told him at the end of the day, I work for Marquel Harrell, and you work for your team. And my job is to make sure he get in the best situation with the best opportunity. And that's what we did. It was less money, but it was the best opportunity. And I ain't feel bad about it. But he called to check me out the blue. I was cool with it though.
Oh my God. No, I love it. Listen, I love it. We got one question from IG, and we almost. I appreciate your time. You could be doing a host of things, so I definitely appreciate your time on this evening. So I will not hold you long. We got this one question. I don't know if anybody else will have a question, but we'll deal with this one. Gator Sports on Instagram said, "What separates your agency from others?"
What separates us? I mean, I think all agencies offer similar services. It's the people.
Yeah.
It's the team, you know what I'm saying? It's the individuals. Agencies, to me, what I learned in this time that I've been a part of this industry, a lot of agencies make it seem way bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
Right? They try to lure you with graphics and who all they represent, but at the end of the day, it's about somebody being personable with you, somebody that you can relate to, somebody that can be a liaison between you and that franchise, and somebody who's gonna go to bat for you. You know what I'm saying? So agency wise, that's a collective, right? But the person or the persons that represent you, those are the individuals that matter. You know what I'm saying? So when you dealing with an agency, you looking at the agents that they have. So what separates us from everybody else is the clientele that we have, the roster that we have, the amount of money over time that we've negotiated, the record deals that we've been able to do with Trent Williams and Jason Peters. I mean, Jason Peters just got the all-decade team. If you go based off that, and it's a boutique agency, it's customizable to that actual player.
Oh wait, you have some other stuff going too.
What'd you say?
I said, hold on, you got some other stuff going too.
Oh, I'm a part of a bigger agency. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
wait.
Yeah.
You just try to slide that in there ever so slightly.
Nah. I'm with Elite Loyalty Sport. You see the shirt on, man. I don't know if y'all can see everything say clocking in, man. My boy Vincent Taylor, he designed these shirts, man. It's something he's been doing for a while. One of his a few of his big clients, man. He done $1 million deals for multi-million-dollar deals with Trent Williams and Jason Peters, Delaney Walker, you name it. The list goes on. So hopefully that answers his question or her question.
No, I know on my end. Yeah, on my end, definitely. But once again, thank you. I think probably getting out of here, like if there's anybody that's interested, and kind of stepping into that entrepreneur, position. And they're kind of where you started, where you had to kind of make that psychological decision, like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go for it 100 miles an hour. If they're like, if somebody's in that spacing or in that thought process, maybe they're about to quit that job, and then the pandemic hit, and they're like, nah, I can't do it now. What do you say to the person that's kind of battling that inward, what can I say? Not really a call, but they know that they're destined for something greater. They know that they're destined to step into that spotlight, no matter what their gift or talent is. What do you say to that person in this moment and in light of the pandemic as well?
What I would tell a person is just do it, man. Like it's kind of one of those things where I put off becoming a sports agent since I graduated out of college.
Yeah.
You find every excuse not to do what you're drawn to do. Just do it. And what I mean by it is, whatever your end goal is, whatever you're looking to become, if that's a chef or it's a doctor, a lawyer, an agent, a graphic designer, a media host, you got to find out, first and foremost, identify somebody that's doing it. I'm an advocate for that. Find somebody that's doing what you want to do and what you want to become. Find out what they did to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Success leaves clues, man. It's a roadmap to success. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did.
Run that back. What
I'm saying is success leaves clues, man. People don't realize that when you identify your goal, you identify a person that's doing or identify people that's doing what you want to do. Just look at their track record, find out what they did to get there, and find out what's the missing piece to what you need to get there. Because people just like you, man. Once I got into this space as an agent, all those guys that I was looking up to, they people, man.
Right.
They try. All they doing is trying to be successful at this level.
Yeah.
Some are more successful than others, but at the end of the day, all they did was step out there before you did. But at the end of the day, they're not no smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? They don't work no harder than you. They just did it. So if you're struggling in the process of making that decision and making that choice to jump out there and chase your dream, my advice to you is do it. Find somebody that's doing it. Find you a mentor. Put your goals on paper and execute.
I have nothing else after that. Spoken by a true future guru and current mogul himself. I don't have nothing else to add on that. Thank you once again for joining, man. I appreciate you.
Oh man, I appreciate you having me, man, at the Creative Digest. They say we met each other we 6 months?
About 6 months deep.
And you caught me at the peak, man. You caught me at me hitting my goal. You know what I'm saying? Getting certified. So everybody
it was
crazy. You know where to find me, man. TonyScott.com. You can find me at Tony Scott Jr. I'm available. If you're looking to become an agent, you're looking for an agent, you just got questions about an agent or an agency, feel free to reach out to me. I'm open.
One thing I will say before, and we're done, we're gonna get off. But one thing I will say, and in all honesty and true honesty, like this, what he just did is not a front. This is him, and if you hit him, he will answer. When I got there, I didn't even know. I got there, I had no idea who was being celebrated. And the way you received me, I had no idea it was you. Because you was like, "Oh, what's good, dude?" I'm like, I never met this man. Like, he's trying to make me, go sit in a particular area, trying to make sure I get some food, make sure I'm straight. Oh, you the videographer, like looking after me. And I'm like, it's his party. I was literally you. Just worried about other people, and it's your event. And for me, stuff like that just goes to show humility. For me, you can't really fake this stuff. It's hard to fake certain characteristics because you're gonna get tired at some point. At some point, the real you gonna show. And so I just appreciate having met you that day, you showing who you are, and you still being that person even up until this day. Just know you're appreciated, man. We're gonna give you your flowers while you're still here. Just know appreciate it, and thank you again. Just know that,
man. I'm here for you anytime you need me to jump on. I ain't hesitate when you hit me. That's real.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Look, guys, it was another one. That was pretty. Hey, I think it went pretty well. I hope you got some insight, some information. He dropped off a lot of look. His success left a lot of clues tonight, and so I hope y'all follow up on them on the trail, because I think he dropped a lot of gems in there, not just for agents, but I think for lifestyle. I think also for family, for your household. He like it's a lot of stuff that he said that has me rethinking a lot of the things that I think to be kind of standard. I think he's kind of shed light on a whole lot, and I'm actually I've got to sit down and watch this again, because there's a lot of gems in here, and so I appreciate if you watch this through. I appreciate you. If you haven't and you stopped in, I appreciate you. If you come back and you watch it, I appreciate you. Either way, thank you for checking into the Creatives Digest, and y'all have a good one.